Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the super raids that we see going on right now. I've had a chance to read some of the community reaction and some of the opinions floating around about super raids, and I want to talk about why Plarium is never going to give us the feature that we all want, which is the ability to instantly complete things, have auto battle tickets where you just like click run 10 Fire Nights and poof, it's done and you get the rewards. I'll talk about why that's never going to happen, but I'm also going to talk about maybe a realistic solution, a middle ground, because obviously the players want that, but Plarium doesn't want that for reasons that I will tell you in this video. But then I'll also give a solution that may be a good middle ground between Plarium and the players, and then we'll get you caught up on some of the stuff going on in game while we're here. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so first of all, when it comes to the super raids, I think the general opinion of the community, the most common opinion is, yeah, this is a positive thing. I just wish it wasn't temporary. I wish it was permanent for all dungeons. If I want to spend more energy at a time, why not let me? I don't see the negative in that. So I think this was received mostly positive by the player base in general from what I'm observing. People are just wondering why it's not a permanent thing, because it doesn't hurt Plarium any to let people spend their energy faster. You still have to do the runs, but yeah, so I think super raids were a good idea, but obviously a lot of expansion opportunity here by making it permanent, opening it up to other dungeons. And then some people have had the idea of, why not let the player choose how big the super raid is? Like, do you want to do 3 at a time, 10 at a time? Like, run 10 Fire Night runs for 180 energy, and then at the end of it, you get 10 artifacts and stuff like that. I'm going to talk about why some of that stuff, including the auto battle or instant complete tickets, is never going to happen in raid. And while we're talking about that, I'll go ahead and pull up my floor 90 Bommel team on hard difficulty, so you can see the stats it took me and the team that I used up there while we'll go ahead and talk about this, so you have something to look at while we're discussing this. But yeah, okay, so why can't Plarium give us instant complete tickets, like when you've got silver keys in the Doom Tower, and let's say you want to farm the Scarab 10 times, why not let people have 10 instant complete tickets to just run those 10 Scarab runs and save you 90 minutes of time? Why won't Plarium listen to the player base and do that? Well, the reason is Plarium needs players. There's so many champions in the game, so many different sets in the game. Plarium needs to have incentive for players to build speed running teams and develop lots of gear, lots of champions. That is required in their eyes for the long-term health of the game. Instead of somebody being able to build a Scarab team that finishes the Scarab once and they're done with it, now they can take all the gear off those champions, rip the team apart, and just use autocomplete tickets after that. Plarium has to drive incentive for people to actually build teams and sustain them, instead of just like taking all of your gear, putting it on one team, complete something, just finish it, and then take all that gear off, go on to something else, finish it, take all that gear off, go on to something else. They want players to have to maintain their account and build multiple different things. Like, I'm going to have to build a Zavia just for specifically speed farming the dragon. I'm going to have to build an Urast or a Vergis or whatever for specifically farming the Scarab. I'm going to have to build lots of different things over the course of my account. If they allow people to just finish something and then unlock the ability to instantly complete it, they'll no longer have to maintain those teams and maintain those champions. So it'll kind of lower the incentive of managing your account long term. For example, when I do account takeovers, the first thing someone says to me is, you can touch anything except for my unkillable clan boss team. Okay, so if somebody was able to just do a certain amount of damage on the clan boss, and then they unlock instant clan boss battle to do the same amount of damage instantly because they already earned that, that would completely change. A lot of people have insanely good gear, a lot of the best gear on their account, on their clan boss team to help them either 1 or 2 key Nightmare, Ultra Nightmare, or whatever. If they had instant clan boss battles where they could just do damage on the clan boss and then earn the ability to instantly complete it, that would go away, and people would say, yeah, go ahead, I already unlocked instant battle on clan boss, so go ahead and take the gear. And I'm not saying I agree or disagree with that sentiment. That's not an opinion of mine. I'm just saying That's why I think Plarium won't go down that path. I'm not saying I'm for or against that. It's just, it is what it is. Plarium wants people to be forced to really spread themselves out and manage a raid account because it will keep them playing for the long term. But I have an idea for a middle ground solution, something that could make the player base a little bit happier, maybe not get perfectly everything they want, and also maintain that long-term account, maintenance of a raid account, keeping Plarium happy because players are incentivized to build lots of gear and lots of different champions. And in my opinion, we could use the team setup feature that is now in the game to unlock this. So let's say you want a clan boss team, you put it in the team setup and you lock it in place. And then that team is eligible for instant completes as long as nothing has changed. No one changes their gear, no mastery changes. As long as that team is locked in place and put in the team setup, then you can instantly complete the clan boss. So you still have to maintain the gear on them. You still have to have them be fully built and everything locked in. But as long as you, let's say you do 75 million damage on the clan boss on Ultra, you can lock that team in place. And then as long as nothing changes, you leave the same gear, you leave the same everything on them, now you're eligible to instant complete. So then that would be a good middle ground. Players are still forced to keep champions built and keep them capable of what they performed in that run. And then also the player base will get the ability to, as long as they did that, as long as they earned that, and they built these champions the way they need to be built, and then they leave them untouched, now they can save time playing the game. So both sides kind of get most of what they want, and we don't have to completely ruin or change the game in some way. But I do think that should be limited to things that take keys. So clan boss, faction wars, and Doom Tower. As long as you, let's say you've got a faction 21 crypt run, you build the team, they clear it on full auto, boom, you unlock the ability to instantly complete level 21. As long as you lock that team in place and nothing changes, you can instant complete Faction Wars 21 because you already did it on full auto and unlocked that feature. So as long as you leave the gear on them, boom, you're eligible for that. But the reason I say things that take keys, clan boss, faction wars, and the Doom Tower, is because I think allowing uber whales to just farm 1,000 dungeon runs in one day, like, that could get a little bit crazy. But I will say a good middle ground on that is adding a ×3 or ×4 ability to the game. And if Plarium needs to make some money off of it, you know, of course, that's how they're probably going to be thinking in their head. Make it the raid card, the premium pass, the $10 or whatever a month that raid charges for the premium raid card. Allow that to unlock ×3 or ×4 so that the players are incentivized to get the raid card. And then when they do, they can run dungeons at ×3 or ×4 and save a little bit of time. And obviously, again, I would want it to be free to play. I would want ×3 or ×4 to be available to everybody. But I'm saying, you know, we live in the real world, and they're probably, if they're going to do something like that, they're probably going to want to monetize it in some way and probably put it behind the premium raid card or some battle pass or something. But I would definitely want it to be free to play. It's just really not how the real world's going to work in a gacha game like this. But anyway, that's just a few of my ideas that have been mulling around in my head from streaming and reading comments on different platforms and hearing different input from the community. A couple things that popped into my head on this subject. And as always, let me know down below, like, what do you agree with that I said? What do you disagree with? I really enjoy that. And then using it as an opportunity in videos like this to talk about what I'm hearing from the community. And then also we forward that to Plarium as well. Like, hey, I'm hearing a lot of players say this. I'm hearing a lot of players that don't like this. A lot of players do like this. So I do appreciate your feedback down below as well. And since I'm recording this in the morning right before I go live on stream, why not use it as a quick opportunity? I just did this yesterday, so I won't go super in depth, but a quick opportunity to get you caught up on everything going on in game. This weekend, we don't know for sure, but we should be getting 2x voids here in about 3 or 4 days, so keep an eye out for that. We will not have CVC this week. We should have a CVC launching in exactly 7 days on next Tuesday, so prepare accordingly on your champions you're wanting to book, especially and stuff like that. Remember, in 7 days you'll have a CVC. Fire Night is going to be ending in about a day and a half, so you want to make sure you get to 1,800 points. That is the dungeon that is coinciding with the Super Raid, where you can check the box to do 2 runs at once. And then we've also got Champion Training Artifact Enhancement, but the one you really want to worry about is the Dungeon Divers, because that is going to be ending in less than a day. You want to make sure you get to 1850 and scoop up those fragments if you have not already. The Champion Training event is going to be part of the Fragment Summon for Rorik. Really not a whole lot to talk about. It is going to be tough to get to 10,500. Ideally, you would want to do that if you can. I can pull up the event planner so you can see here there is a total of 120 fragments without finishing high in tournaments. But remember, the fragments that are part of the summon event type stuff are going to be a little bit tougher to acquire. So you definitely want to get as many fragments as you can that are not involved with pulling shards or champion chase, summon rush type events. So you definitely want to get to 10,500 if you can, if it's realistic for you to do so. The artifact enhancement event, you definitely want to get to 2625 at least on that. And then the dungeon divers I already covered. Make sure you're focusing on that because it does end today. Then in the shop, let's see if anything is worth going over. This one's not going to be great, I don't think. Well, we got 150 gems and 5 million silver. Okay, we need one more 0 on there, and bang, 1.15. Yeah, no, not going to be going down that path. The monthly pack is a 2.5. The Mega Mix, yeah, this is the one I was talking about yesterday. I think this is the one that grades out as a 2.01. So we've got 160 brews. And we're going to go 8 4-star chicken. And we're going to do 10 5-star. I believe this is a 2.01 if I remember right. And 350. And then 5 days of the XP. Okay, yep, 2.01. So a little expensive to be getting a 2.01. I typically like to at least get 2.25 out of these when I'm in the market to spend on them. Divine Offense for 25. And then this great deal mix pack here, I already know, $30. I mean, like for a brand new player who's a high spender, that might be pretty solid and save them a lot of time. But for anybody mid-game to end-game, that would not be a recommend from me. But all right, that is going to do it for what I wanted to get covered in this one. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out down below, because I'm going to be hosting a couple gem giveaways coming up very soon. That will be very easy and take 5 seconds for you to be a part of. But remember to let me know what you think down below. I really enjoy reading through the comments and seeing how you guys feel in terms of where you agree with me, where you disagree with me, and some of the ideas that you may have that didn't come to my mind. I really enjoy reading through that. And if you're watching this right away, I'm going to be live on Twitch for the next couple hours. If you would like to come say hi, that link is down below as well. So as always, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.